on your next film, possibly. How did how do you feel about the film aesthetic compared to the digital aesthetic, or is that nothing that's that important to you?
It's actually funny, because if you'd asked me before Cotards, I would have said, oh yeah, no. I like film. Film's really beautiful, but from a producer's point of view, on the whole, digital is much cheaper. So I would always pick to go with the more cost-effective way of getting, your product to the screen. But I've seen Cotards digital at really high quality and on film, and there's just no comparison. I mean, it's incredible, the difference. So now I'm a film fan.
You've been infected.
Yeah,
it's funny because I've been speaking to Kodak about this very thing, about how many emerging filmmakers aren't actually even exposed to film now, so they don't even think about choosing it. And but everyone I know who has had shot on film has had that experience that you've had, that you see it and you go, oh, okay,
that's the difference.
Yeah, because the thing is, people forget that you've got this huge amount of work and this little bit in the middle called the shoot, and a little bit called making it happen on film. Okay, it's a problem, I get it, but compared to the whole journey that's going to last years, I mean, because you've just started your festival kind of campaign now, and that's probably going to run another 18 months. Yeah,
I would think so, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is funny, because it's easy to get completely honed in on the fact that it's film, and it'll be more complicated maybe on the shoot day, that sort of thing. But it depends. It depends if you have the access to surround yourself with a crew that know how to shoot on the format. Yeah. If you're sort of like straight out of university, you don't know anybody in the film industry, then it's much more a viable route to go down the digital path. Sure. Because where would you even begin to go down the film route? Because we'd already worked on films. We pulled in crew from jobs that we'd worked on, who we knew could handle.
I guess the takeaway message here is that don't jump into film too early, and make sure you have connections that can support you. Yeah, or
don't go 70 mil straight up, because it's expensive.
There's your problem.
Yeah, it's like if you're a student, go for one of the cheap ones. I mean, oh my God, Kodak will throw 16 mil at you happily. They've got bucket loads of the stuff. I had a conversation with a guy when I was trying to get him to give me a whole load of 65 neg, which is like part of the process, for free, and they were like, look, it's just massively expensive. It's £800.
You don't do your internet on 16mm.
Yeah, for like one reel, and you want 5 or 6. Yeah. They were like, if you're asking for 16mm neg, we'll give you tons of the stuff happily. Yeah.
So I guess the takeaway message there is, again, if you're aspiring for film, call Kodak and ask them for help.
Yeah, definitely, because they're really, they're really helpful. The guys I spoke to, they're really sort of pro. To like students and filmmakers, because that's the next stage. If all students go digital, it'll push the film industry digital. It's not in Kodak's interest.
So let's talk about your premiere, because of all the premieres of short films I've ever been to, this was the most bombastic and crackers, like just absolute, on an entirely different scale.
Yeah, we had a red carpet.
Yeah, it was crazy. How did that whole experience feel for you? And just talk us through your emotions at that night.
It was really nuts. It's so funny, because I'd spent so much time organising it and getting things into place. I wasn't even really sure what to expect, because you never know how many people are really going to turn up or what's really going to happen. Like what technical faults will occur, and I've never organised an event before, so I just really didn't know where it was going. But it was awesome. Yeah. It was really great.
How did it feel seeing it that big? I mean, because I was quite sat quite close to the front. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It's like looking up at a building.
It's really funny, because we'd had like loads of other screenings at the IMAX, like really early in the morning before they open, over the course of the post. So we'd sort of seen it at different stages and stuff, but it'd always been as quick times.
Right.
Which, just like a small aspect of the screen, and the quality's nowhere near. And then like a couple of weeks or so before the film, we saw DCP, which is a digital cinema print. And that was at 2K resolution, so, fine for screening at any cinema, really good quality. And we're like, oh my God, that's just really huge, that's really massive and exciting. And then I saw, a few days before we shot, I saw the film and just went, wow, 70mm is something else.
Yeah, yeah. How many independent filmmakers get to say their film has just been screened on 70mm? That's just
not
crazy.
Enough. I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, you're addicted, you see.
I am.
You're hooked.
This is the worst part, but you know what? I'm sticking well clear of that division for a good long while.